More resources for priority areas, particularly transport, a welcome development initiative. But frontline service delivery, like existing infrastructure, has taken a backseat to expand national and decentralized development spending. Director for the Australian National University, Professor Stephen Ho, says with fiscal constraints tightening, it needs to be given greater priority or frontline service delivery will suffer, causing physical risk to increase.
Because there's so much new funding for the development budget and for provinces and districts and local level governments, there's a danger that recurrent funding will be squeezed too much, and that's going to hurt service delivery. Because ultimately the service delivery of health, education, law and order, you need to have teachers, health workers, police, and they need to have enough funds to run their facilities.
His assessment of the national budget was reiterated by NRI Director Dr. Thomas Webster.
We see a risk in the fact that government is allocating a lot more money to the development budget, and we build a whole lot of new things, but we're not looking after the things that are there.
One indicator is the number of teachers per student. Under reasonable assumptions, this figure may have already fallen to 80% of that level a decade ago and will continue to drop, reaching an estimate 50% of that level by 2017. The government, however, is adamant it will deliver, taking into account the risks that comes with the budget deficit. Treasury Minister POLYE was convincing in his presentation today, complemented by his colleague, Finance Minister James MARAPE.
PNC in a moderate way, we have said, look, let's spend 2.6 billion kina beyond our revenue, but we can finance that and to stimulate that economic growth and cushion some of those pressures that come onto the economy because of the decline in the health support.
Again, our key policies, transport infrastructure, health, education, economic growth, and law and order. This we feel are key impetus that can trigger, if we correctly focus on these sectors, they will trigger continual growth of our country.
The 87% growth in support of subnational programs, the difference between this year's to last year's, is evident by sheer difference of scale. Minister POLYE confirmed there's lack of capacity at the provincial and more particularly district level, an area where development partners are sure to support. The economic outlook looks promising despite a slowdown as a result of the winding down of the construction phase of the multi-billion Kina Gas project. ANZ Bank predicts national growth will be 6% and not 4% as estimated by the government. And the World Bank says the challenge of turning the last days of the boom into lasting improvements in living standards will bring risks. FESTUS MAIGINAP, National MTV News.